What's going on, y'all? Huge update that matters for your Denver Nuggets. Jaylen Brown of the Boston Celtics signs the richest deal in NBA history today. Jaylen Brown signs a 5-year, $304 million contract that is fully guaranteed, that will begin in the 2024-2025 NBA season. Jaylen Brown will start off making $52.3 million, and by the end of the contract, no player or team option, he will be making $69.1 million. Now, this matters a lot. Why does this matter? Because Jamal Murray right now is eligible for a 3-year, $144 million extension. We've talked about this before. That gives him approximately $48 million a year. But after seeing Fred VanVleet get a deal for about $41 million a year, and now seeing someone like Jaylen Brown get a $304 million extension, for me, I think this changes the dynamic of Jamal Murray taking a deal with the Denver Nuggets for the 3-year 144. Now, the reason being, it's highly likely that Jamal Murray had already planned on not taking the 3-year extension. Maybe he'd already had it in his mind to bet on himself. But I believe right now, Jason Tatum, right now, is in line next year to sign an extension for about 5 years, about $338 million, which obviously would be the largest contract in NBA history. And that matters a lot. But currently, where we are right now, Jamal Murray showed that in an NBA playoff setting that he could be as good as the second best player in a playoff run. And at the very least, he showed he could be a top 8 to 6 player total in a playoff run. Jamal Murray averaged 24 and 5 last year on a decent efficiency, went to the playoffs, averaged 26, 7, and 6 on really good efficiency relative to the playoff setting. Shot 39% from 3, 50% from 2, 93-ish% from the free throw line over 20 games. Jamal Murray has shown that in a playoff setting, he is a better basketball player than Jaylen Brown, and they're about the same age. Both of them are 26 years old. So he's seen Shai Gilgeous-Alexander get first-team All-NBA this year. He saw De'Aaron Fox get second-team All-NBA this year. He saw multiple guards over the last couple years make an All-NBA team. And if I'm Jamal, I'm thinking that I could do that. I could get my game coming off of an NBA Finals berth, a championship ring, and then on top of that, he's getting ready to play for Team Canada. Can Jamal Murray position himself to be one of the 6 best guards in the NBA next season? Now, if you think through it, it sounds very difficult. That means that Jamal Murray would need to cross players such as Steph Curry, Luka Doncic, Shai Gilgeous, De'Aaron Fox, Trae Young, even Donovan Mitchell. There are some players that are inside of that group that he would have to be able to get better than and to outproduce. And then on the other side of that, you got your Damian Lillards, you got, again, Trae Youngs, you got other players, Ja Morant. Some of these players aren't going to make an All-NBA team, but if the Denver Nuggets are able to get to a situation where instead of taking their foot off the gas at the end of the season like they did this last year, when they were 44-19 after they beat the Memphis Grizzlies and had a 7-game advantage for the first place in the Western Conference, they only won 52 games. They won 52 games after being 44-19 when they looked like they were on pace to win about 57 or so. But again, down the stretch of the season, they went 8-10, I believe. They really said that we're going to gear up for a playoff run, and it ended up working out. They were the most dominant team by far. One of the most dominant playoff teams in the last 30 years were the Denver Nuggets, going 16-4. But for Jamal, can Jamal put himself in a situation, and the team in a situation, because of his level of play? Can he average 25, 5, and 5 over the course of an entire year? It's possible. Now, 25, 5, and 5, that's like elite. That's where you get your Luka. That's where you get your Steph Curry. And he can do it efficiently on a team winning 56 to 60 games. I think that changes the discussion. I think that changes the narrative, because if Jamal Murray is able to say that I'm averaging 24 and a half, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds a game, and I'm shooting 41% from 3. By the way, y'all, he was shooting 42% from three, basically in the last 30 or 40, 30 or 35 to 40 games of last season. So he's shown he can do it. In the 50 to 48 games he played in 2020, 2021, he shot 41% from three. So Jamal Murray, can he get to a place where he's shooting 8 threes a game, shooting 40% and higher? Yeah, he's done it. He's done it in the playoffs, and also he's done it over the course of a stretch in the regular season. Now, the thing about Jamal is Jamal's shot diet would just need to improve, meaning getting to the rim, shooting more threes out the gate, and making sure that he's hitting that mid-range shot at a decent clip. He hit the mid-range shot at about 52% in the playoff. That's like MJ, Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Durant at his peak efficiency. That's crazy. So if he can get his mid-range shot to about 46, 47, 48% in the regular season, but not on a high volume, but really work on getting to the rim, getting to the free throw line. If Jamal Murray could average 6 free throws a game, 7 free throws a game, that right there gives you an additional 4, 5, 6 points a game. And then on top of that, if you're able to take efficient shots, so you take 8 3-pointers a game at a 40% clip, which gives you about 3.5 makes a game. If you get to the line 6 times a game, and then you're making 5 of those because you're shooting well above 90% or 88% about what you can expect from him, that means you're making 5 free throws a game. You're hitting 3 threes a game. Y'all, that's 17 points. Well, roughly, depending on where you are. That's 17 points if you include like getting, some of those mid-ranges to follow and all that stuff. But let's say the 3 threes a game, the 3.5 threes a game, plus getting 5 free throws. That right there is 14.5 points. So if you can then get to the rim, hit those mid-range shots at a decent clip, shooting probably 18 shots a game, something around that, that's where you get your 24 points or 25 points. But again, that's improving your shot diet in a regular season setting. Now, the thing that matters about this is that Jaylen Brown, we can all agree, is a really good player, made second team All-NBA last year. But Jaylen Brown is not a better basketball player than Jamal Murray, nor is he better, or really, I don't even think they're on the same tier in a playoff setting. I mean, Jamal has just shown that because of his shot-making ability, his playmaking, his dribbling, even his defense, guarding other guards, and sometimes having to guard wings. I mean, Jamal Murray's elevation in clutch time and just his ability to raise the floor and really the ceiling of the Denver Nuggets when he's hot. Game 2 versus the Minnesota Timberwolves, 40 points. The Suns game, obviously, versus Devin Booker to close out the series in Game 6. I think 24, 8, and 8, or whatever the number was. Against the LA Lakers, 4 games, 32.5 points a game, 5 assists, 5 rebounds, and he shot 50, 40, 90 over the course of the whole series. And then obviously 21 points a game, 10 assists a game versus the Miami Heat. If Jamal Murray can take that, package that, and again, he doesn't have to go to that level, 26, 7, and 5, but 25, 24.5, 5, and 5 on good efficiency in a regular season setting. He plays, 68 games next year. I think he can position himself. Now, if he plays 70, that's even better. No, Jamal obviously can stay healthy, but a lot of Jamal stuff is like little nicks here and there. But if he can play 68 to 70 games next year, 24.5, 5, and 5, shoots 40% from 3, 46% from the mid-range area. Again, back to the rim. He shot 80% from the rim in the 2020, 2021 year. So he can be at about 78% at the rim this next year. And then making 91, 90, 89% of his free throws. That right there is how you get to 24.5, 25 points a game in a regular season setting. And get 6, then also getting 6 free throws a game. Because Jokic already in the regular season is going to, he's going to get his points, but he's also going to coast and he's going to have some really high marks. So Jokic's probably going to be about 25 points a game again, unless he just decides I want to be average 30 points a game just to do it. I'm going to take more shots. I'm still going to make it at a 70% true shooting clip, but I'm going to do it. But I doubt that happens. Now, Michael Porter Jr., I think, can take a leap as a scorer next year. That's another video for another day. But I think for Jamal, if I'm Jamal Murray, which I'm not, but I'm thinking if I'm Jamal and I see Jaylen Brown make $304 million, you best believe that I'm going to give myself a chance to get that SUPERMAX, to get a $338 million deal, just to push myself in a smart way to see if I can get it there and have the best season of my career and put myself and my team in a different conversation. Because if Jamal Murray does that, then again, we're having totally different conversations about him, about his career, about his standing in the league, and all of a sudden it's like, well, is Jamal Murray a top 15 regular season player and then a top, 6 playoff player? Well, is he really a borderline top 10, top 12 player in the league? That's the conversations you enter into, and that's what it would take, I think, for Jamal to get a Supermax, y'all. But let me know what you think in the comment section. I don't think it's crazy for Jamal to want that. I think he has the ability to do it. You just have to show consistency in a regular season setting across the season. So we'll see. Swipe a gang, Mile High Sports. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Hey, we out. I'll see y'all soon.